Hi, I'm Nicole Breed. I'm with the CVTC Library, and today we're going to talk about trying to find information for a research purpose. So I'm here in our library catalog. This is the best place to start, and really any library that you go to will have something similar to this. This is how you can find any of the resources available in a library. So I'm going to start with just a general search term here, diabetes, because it gets us lots of results. So we have about over 30 million materials in our library that we have access to digitally and physically. But when we search for diabetes, we have over 4 million, and that's really overwhelming. That's one of the reasons that we don't like to do research generally, because there are 4 million results to look through. So there are some things that we want to look for to help us narrow that down and really get to the best information. So we're looking at mainly authority, and that means what you would think it means. First, looking at the author and if they're an expert. So you might hear the term scholarly, and we actually have a button for that right here. So peer-reviewed scholarly, that actually matches two of the things that we're looking for. So we're guaranteed that that person is an expert. And then peer review means that others looked at that information to make sure that it was accurate before it was published. Then we can also narrow by academic journals. So that means that it's published for a higher education purpose, and that's the gold standard. The last thing that we want to do is narrow our date. And we usually say 5 years, depends on the field that you're in, but 5 years is a good, especially for healthcare, that's a good mark. So now we have some resources that we can really dig into. And if we were looking for general information, we could also go back to the start of this search, because these are pretty narrow articles that you would be using for a research purpose if you're building a paper or a project. But if we do a new search and we go back to where we were here, we can see that there are some books, we have some journals, and any of these you can click on and then see where they're located in the library. And we do have a lot of things available in our library. So that's the basics of researching. And if you need to know more information, you can find us on the CVTC website, cvtc.edu.